So we actually see in the cover story of Caesar, Judge, and Queen trying to figure out who's going to become Vegapunk's number 2, which it could be someone else. But we actually head towards the story that's going to happen right now, by which we knew that someone is in trouble, where we knew that the Pacifista is attacking people, by which we knew they creating a bubble shield. However, it's the new weapon for the Marines. It's the Pacifista Mark III, which is far more advanced than the other prototypes they use on the Summit War. But we knew how they actually don't act on their own accord, but they actually saw him getting ready to attack everyone else. Meanwhile, we see how Sentomaru is still alive as he's getting ready to be injured because he couldn't get a hold of Vegapunk, knowing that he trusts Luffy to get him out of the island, knowing how the Marines are still contacting him, by which we knew how the new pacifistas is actually summoned 50 more Mark IIIs as they're getting ready to deploy, as they actually getting ready to battle somebody who's actually getting ready to attack, knowing how he's controlling them, which he said that no matter what, they must carry Vegapunk out of the island, by which they headed towards the lab where Luffy is exhausted from running because shoppers say that his boots was destroyed, knowing that they couldn't find Bonnie anywhere, by which we see Zoro, Brook, and Sushi, who actually put on new clothes, join them, in which we knew how the situation is underway, by which we see how York have her face repaired, but knowing that how they trapped, in which they couldn't escape without Vegapunk, knowing of how they actually trying to figure out where he is, in which we see Saka was contacted by Pyragoras, as he actually knew that they're trying to figure out where he is. So everyone decided to find out where Vegapunk is. But when Zoro tried to help out, Sanji actually say that he can't go anywhere, well, because of the fact that he get lost easily and they don't waste time to find where Zoro is. So he actually was forced to stay behind, which, despite of the fact that he said that they'll be alright, we actually can't blame them for forcing Zoro to stay, knowing that they are actually guarding the unconscious Lucci and Kaku in the room. Meanwhile, in the palm room, we saw how Vegapunk told Bonnie not to go in, but she went inside and saw how a young kid who looked exactly like Kuma, which we knew how they captured him and actually get ready to bring him back towards where they're going, which we knew that he said that if he goes back, he'll die anyway, as they torture him in the process, knowing of how Bondi saw what's happened, which it contains his memories, as the real Kuma actually climbs towards the top of the red line, we can see how her resolve isn't strong enough to save Kuma, knowing of how we saw Paragoras is actually getting ready to find the others while an explosion happens. Meanwhile, we saw the news aircraft actually get ready to head over to what's happened when Morgans actually found the news about Vegapunk being assassinated, which we knew how he blamed it on Luffy for what's happened, which he actually knew that he took him hostage. But Phoebe, who actually was with Wappa after her father's death, actually told him that Luffy didn't do such thing, while we knew how Wappa said that there was a wiretap transponder snail is still around, by which we knew how he took them in, which we knew how they are getting the news that will shake the world, by which he said that it isn't fantasy or facts, it is entertainment, which he gets a joy of spreading lies. So we knew that things have actually happened. First, we saw Queen, Caesar, and Judge trying to fight who becomes number two to Vegapunk. Then the island is under attack when Sentomaru is creating a new, actually summons a new version of the Pacifistas, which is the Pacifistas Mark III. Then the Straws are going to find Vegapunk, only to leave Zoro and Luffy behind, which we saw him try to warn Bonnie not go into his memories, as he is actually realizing that she saw what happened to Kuma, as the real one tried to get over to Egghead Island, by which we saw Vivi and Wappa, who came on board onto Morgan's ship, as she tried to spread lies about Luffy kidnapping and assassinate Vegapunk, which Phoebe doesn't take too kindly of that. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen on the next episode chapter next weekend. So anyway, like this video, subscribe for more, and comment what you think about the manga chapter. You guys can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and my Facebook page and Twitch. Until then, this is Anime Guide 100 here saying signing out. Laters, and be safe.